And if you don't have something with you like a Lulu that can help you put that pressure on constantly, it's hard to make sure you can hit those stacks and take the trades you want to. I think Gio should be able to get out of the laning phase just fine. A pick like Yunara works better here, Valdez, because positioning is paramount and our AD carries are so good at it. As Gideon does have vision control. This barrage, they're going to punish, potentially.
Yeah, excellently done here by the side of Nongshim. The bait is just perfect, and Calyx sets it up nicely. He's just sitting there like a piece of candy, essentially, and being pushed in.
Peanut is going to go for this dragon here, despite the fact that scuttle control is not theirs. I think this is wise, as we're going for an all-in.
Yeah, the dive is pretty good, but the flash on in, the last auto gets it done, and he trades onto Lulu. Gio's going to hold on to his flash, though.
Yeah, I think that's a win, though, for Hanwha Life. I mean, Lehens gets the kill with the Ignite, and it's a Rumble that gets the kill in exchange there. So, you know, if that kill goes over to Gio, I think this feels a lot better. He is definitely playing towards that late game with the cull he's purchased here, and that would have been a lot of money for him to pick up, but he's not quite able to do so. Zeus still had TP as well, so gets straight back to the lane here and can shove this wave in. Real quickly, the grubs are still available. Topside control is potentially flipping on its head as Zeus is in trouble.
Yeah, he doesn't have flash, and he's going up against the polymorph, so I think he knows he's dead at this point. And there it goes. They give the kill over to Jiwoo. You saw that he got level 6, and he was thinking about putting down the equalizer, but he didn't.
So nicely timed gank there from Gideon.
Yeah, we'll play here. Some trading as Delight is just walking by, and now Calyx in a bit of trouble. He doesn't have his flash, and yep, 1 QW gets it done. As the command attack in there.
It's really important for Zeka to have a lane-dominant performance like this, especially after dying early, to continue that prio to set these plays up. Viper will have to flash.
Yeah, just kind of walking into the river, and he's going to get punished for this big time. No flash, no ult, and the kill is given over to Kingen on the Gwen.
Not sure what the idea was there. He's punished for it, and also, like you said, loses his ult. So both of his safety tools gone. His ult will come back before his flash, but that's a huge win for Nongshim, who are significantly ahead in gold here in this early game.
Yeah, you can see their bottom lane is doing very, very well, especially after that kill that went on to Viper. He's denied some farm. And, of course, the kill and the assist that went to Yunara, Jiu, who was making some plays up in top lane against Zeus. Got a little dive here. That ward is going to spot the Lulu. And I think they're still going to go for it. It is Wukong and okay, it's just everybody. Instead of accept the Rumble as they go on in, they just dive on into the mist. The Lulu ult's getting some big value there. The Light able to tank up a bunch of the shots, but that power up on the turret is pretty significant. Now Viper is going to finish him off, as now Lehen's in a bit of trouble, but these turret shots are doing a lot of damage. Will it matter is really the question.
Looks like a flash. They have to be careful.
Eventually, Lehens, I think, just dies. As, yep, there he goes. Peanut is going to trade, but now they have a lot of position here and pressure in the top lane.
Yeah, but somehow, yeah, knew Gideon was bottom, I think, which is why they made this play in the first place. It took a very long time, by the way, as we're looking for this again on the Zeus.
Yeah, I think he's just dead again. He doesn't have his flash. He's just picking up minions and dying. I mean, he's 1 and 4. And Gideon continues to visit the Zeus Hanwha Life Esports composition. That's where it's really going to shine.
Yeah, it'd be funny if this game was actually just decided by Gideon and everyone's like, see, I guess Yunara's viable in the LCK.
Yeah, must
Gideon
be.
got 3 kills early. As they're going to get this turret, it looks like here. Not really much King can do to stop it. Does get the redemption out, but it still goes down.
Yeah, and now he's getting knocked up, and the exhaust comes through. Shockwave as well. Counter exhaust comes in from Kingham, but he just doesn't have his ult. He doesn't have enough sustained damage. Another redemption going to come down. Tries to get the kill on the Delight, but eventually he just dies instead. As Kingen going a little bit too far there.
Kingen is definitely one of those players that, even on a fragile champion like Rumble we've seen in the past, he will try to skill check you. He's like, oh yeah, no, actually I outplay this if you guys think you can get the turret. Even on this Gwen though, unfortunately, he played it really well, but maybe the better choice would have been to back away. As, oh boy.
Gideon.
Like, slow down at the railroad crossing and like, take a look out the window. Calyx is going to get ulted. He is dead.
Yeah, he tried to rocket belt out of the shockwave. It didn't quite work out. Delight did nearly die, but keyword being nearly there. He is going to stay alive and help make the play happen.
I mean, they got the first turret. They're 1 objective away from feats, and they're going to get the second turret here for them of this game. So a lot of gold here. for the side of Hanwha Life Esports. Remember, they were significantly behind in the early game, but they've really turned things around. May have to try to make a heroic play to stop this Dragon, Valdez, because Nongshim are just on this so quick. They just do not stop it.
They got vision, and he was like, should I? And then he just elected not to. It wasn't good in the lane, but it also is going to be fantastic against all the dive. It keeps your Yunara in a much safer place. Calyx, he keeps trying to do that. It's not going to work once again. And now we got Gideon. We got the redemption as well. Lahen's here as well. Will it matter, though? Calyx goes down, and now we got a 1v1 between our AD carries. Viper soon realizing that he does not win that. And now TP's coming in. A bit of a broken team fight as a flash. But it's not going to amount to too much as Equalizer comes down. Gideon is just burning so low. Gyu looking for his angle, though, on the left side. Doing an insane amount of damage with these autos. And HLE immediately just going to try to back away. Maybe looking for the re-engage here as Zeka trying to TP. He's going to get out, actually. Even with the auto coming through, looks like he does live. No TP for Zeus, so maybe trying to burst this one down. But again, this is very difficult, especially because Gyu doesn't have summoners. And he's getting flanked on right now. It is going to hit Gyu. They try to engage onto Isaiah. And now Zeka on the left is in a bit of trouble, but the rest of the team is just pressing forward. And Yunara is the first one to go down. This is exactly what we talked about. They just press their engage buttons, and Yunara has no summoners, and they're doing Otacon for some reason. I don't know, Wolf. HLE get a free team fight, and it looks like they'll get a free Otacon too.
Yeah, it's going to reset here for a second, so we'll be annoying, but it should eventually go down towards this Dragon, but it's only a matter of time. TP here for Kingen. Zeus is just going to take the walk over. And that TP angle not great here for Kingen, but here comes the Calyx flank.
Yeah, trying to go in once again. The engage from Delight is excellent. And the Shockwave follow-up is gigantic. Just catches everyone. And nobody has summoners. Gyu still doesn't have his. It's just the perfect situation for HLE's comp once again. Kind of beating a dead horse at this point, but you guys get it. Gyu now left alone to, well, who's going to get the kill? It will be Peanut. And he is going to get it. So 2 team fights in a row. HLE just knock out of the park.
Combo.
But my team is calling for this fight. Lahen's, yeah, well. Lahen's also understanding his duty, which apparently was to run into the dark jungle and try to get vision alone as Lulu.
Yeah, that's the thing about Lulu is when you're losing the game, you're not really going to get the vision back.
Yeah.
In most cases. Yeah, they got womboed. The anti-flank wasn't it. They played that last Dragon fight like they were trying to pull some trickery and be like, aha, I got him with the flank engage. I'm like, but you're playing a Yunara comp. Maybe just keep the Annie nearby so you can peel. You need all the peel you can get.
Yeah.
As this is a Baron that Nongshim knows happening but can't physically see, and so they have to kind of come over here. Gideon does not have flash, so I don't...
Gideon is the one guy that they are worried about, and now he's just kind of out of the picture. Lahen's nearly dies, actually, to the burn, saved by Redemption. I mean, Nongshim are down 10,000 gold at this point, so...
Hail Mary play on Baron like Gideon was there, so... Yeah. Twins all but over, Valdez.
Yeah, for sure. I do feel like Viper probably could have played whatever he wanted in this game. You were talking about his Teemo. Maybe not Teemo in this one. I think he would have had a really tough time in the lane, but still. Gonna get the Featherstorm out, and immediately the rest of the team is there to follow up. Zeus will go down, but it will not quite matter. Kingdom in the back line, but the wallets are just way too heavy at this point. And even making it kind of a close fight, given the gold lead. Nice job by Nongshim, but this game has been over for quite a while.
It's really funny how you mentioned Viper playing this pick, and then, like, at that moment he was probably, no, those are pretty good with they're pressing the R on this one.
Yeah, I like the Xayah.
I do like the Xayah angle. He does ultimately die, but man, he absorbed a lot there, and the rest of his team cleaned up. At the end of the day, Hanwha Life Esports, maybe with a rocky early game, there's some issues in the side lanes, but with the 10,000 plus gold lead, do clean it out. I do think that the draft for Nongshim is stronger. Yeah, I think it has a lot more synergy. It has tons of pressure with the Jace inside. You have Sivir's wave clear, and you can show up to fight anybody at any time. I think Chronicler may have somewhat of a parasocial relationship with Malphite.
Wow. Calling him out. Oh, love that taunt. Pulls him back in. Peanut is still going to flash and is still going to die, giving the first blood over to Kingen.
That is massive. Peanut is going to, with this leader back here for Kingen and no TP, get a free dragon because of that gank, right? Like, he ganks mid, Calyx has to flash him back, bottom side, Zeus is there faster. So Peanut is the winner of that. That's a big win here for Hanwha Life Esports. No one going to come over and even peek at this dragon.
Well, you take a little peek with the ward.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, with their eyes. Like, no one's going to even, like, reach over them and be like, is there a possibility of this? No.
Yeah. He agrees, actually. So that's, yeah, he just flag dragged over the wall.
If that fear goes off, he's, like, not able to flag drag there.
Can he be here, though? I don't know. And totally just disrespecting the potential vision. Peanut will get punished.
You know, Krugs are solid, but they're not quite a turret. Peanut does have that smite back up here, so he should be able to secure at least one. Actually, kind of a low-value play there from Nongshim.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like they're quite in the right spot. Now we got the root coming down and the Kaisa to join, and the Talia on top. Lehens, no flash, used it in the kill on the Peanut. And a nice setup here from Delight.
Without the Nocturne ultimate, I suppose they just really thought that taking that fight was going to be too risky straight up, so they wanted to kind of cheat it by pushing Sivir into the top lane and pushing Viper out, then returning, but they were just a little bit too slow, and Delight pulled the trigger super fast there. Really will be able to take that dragon. For now, Delight does have flash ult, but there's just no follow-up here. So they will get away with this, they will get the dragon. I feel like that was a lot closer to a win for Hanwha Life Esports than needed to be outside of, obviously, the big win they got getting the flash there for Gio. Nongshim playing on the edge.
Just going to run over to his Raptors.
It's hard for Zeka to take the right engage angle here with his Weaver's Wall. It's a really challenging problem he's going to have to try to solve here, and I don't know if that's quite it. Will cut off some of the Nongshim members temporarily.
We got a TP coming in, HLE committing to this one. The taunt comes down and Peanut can't do anything. He just kind of dies as the engage is decent, but it's still looking good for Nongshim until Viper gets into that backline, assassinates two, but now he's getting pretty low, and Nongshim, the rest of the team is just so healthy. Calyx frontlining on this rise. Maybe he gets punished by Zeus a little bit, but no, Zeus gonna get baited on in, and Gio untouched the entire fight. Will be able to help the double kill go the way of Kingen.
Looking like this one might be headed to 3 Valdez after that fight.
Fight for that, especially because Peanut kind of got chunked a little bit earlier by the Shen and the Sivir. So they go for it, and ultimately it ends up being pretty good for Nongshim. As everybody grouping down on the bottom side, Nongshim TPing into this one, but the Cataclysm comes down and Kingen's just dead. And now we got a TP coming in here, but Calyx not able to do much, has to back away. Paranoia already used.
Yeah, that's not the side lane champion I'd be paranoiaing into.
He's just kind of running into the enemy team. He's going to go down. Could have ran south with Calyx. Instead, he decided not to.
Calyx also probably going to have a problem getting out here against this.
What did they mean by this, Wolf? I want you to break it down. There's no play-by-play here. It's just 3 people individually dying for Nongshim.
I mean, they're going to get maybe an inner on the commitment there from Hanwha. And Hanwha actually have no turrets this game, so you can see it taking a while to get that one. This is not going to be a back-breaking win for Hanwha, but definitely shrinks the deficit. Look, you have silent pressure, you have a Nocturne, you feel pretty good about, like, let's use that, you know? But it's better into a squishier champ. Oh, man.
Lehens.
Lehens, man, he was once a not-licensed haver, but he is, in fact, like, now going to be in the LCK F1.
Yeah.
Need a TP, and I'm like, well, I mean, come on, like, let's not waste it.
Just run there.
Gideon's in,
this keeps happening. Gideon just kind of getting caught out. We do have the Paranoia, but that's another kill going over to Viper, and he's looking for number 2. Not quite going to get it. Oh, now he's going in, gets the kill, flashes away, and immediately dies. Gideon is there for at least the alley-oop kill, but it looks cool.
If you're running the IG skin, I think you have to go for it. So,
yeah, no, you have to. Spirit of Jackie Love.
Yeah, Jackie Love would have gone for it 100%. Delight.
Yeah, okay, they're going for the engage, but this looks pretty good for Nongshim, although Cassante does exist. Trying to take down Zeka, and not quite able to, actually. They do get Delight, but that's just the support. Zeus does pick up a kill and effectively gets away, so a bit of a trade of kills there.
They are just simply going to give this up. The fear, I suppose, is if you try to collapse in mid to try to punish that Saber push, you probably get ulted on and you have a bad time because they were a little bit split there. I think that call from Gio and Nongshim was really good. That's the power of Sivir in these types of, you know, neutral fights where you're fighting over vision. And Zeka, I mean, it looks like they're going to just force this turret down for a second of the game. I think there's no reason to try to hard all in on this because guess what? There is, in fact, a Cassante here. Nongshim. I don't know about this one.
Were you revving your engines?
No, like the Talia wasn't showing, so they didn't know where Zeka was, and he could have TP'd behind or something. But like, if they tried to play towards pushing the Tilly out, maybe look for a Baron. And in fact, because of these split backs here, there is kind of a timing.
Yeah, they're just gonna go in on the Delight. I think he just dies. Very unfortunate for him there. Zeus also gonna TP into this one. Giant Shock Blast gonna hit Viper. The wall's coming in as Hanwha Life say, we are committed.
Go straight to Baron.
And Nongshim will take a big win after that mistake.
There's a flash, and he is Jarvan.
There's no way they're gonna take.
They have to turn
3v5, right? That's the knockback, though. In they go. They burst down one, essentially, as the shield is huge, though, and in goes Viper, immediately going to cleanse, trying to do this 1v5. And eventually, Calyx just is going to take him down. That's the end of that. Zeka, though, doing a lot of damage. I think they still get the Baron here, though, as there you have it. Smoked down by Gideon, as HLE looking very desperate here.
You know, when we were at EWC, we talked to Finn, you know, quite a bit, Meteos, Peanut.
We didn't talk to Peanut too much.
We didn't talk to Peanut that much. He was unfortunately sent home early. But as Baron is taken, so guess what? I mean, we're pushing inners. And Hanwha could have just looked for the Jarvan 50-50 because, you know, pit access is pretty good. But now they gave even more. As Hanwha Life Esports are going to try to wrap around and take a mid-outer in return. But remember, this is a global comp here for Nongshim. So Hanwha do push that mid turret and then decide it's too dangerous.
That's very scary. Barrier and flash used by two of the members of Nongshim.
I think without that paranoia, they probably are likely going to collapse onto him, but when the lights get turned off, it's a little bit tricky. As
flash on in from Zeka, wanted to get the flip back.
High enough to where they'll peel off Baron and at least try to force some poke here. Then they could run back or even Realm Warp back to the Baron, but they want to fight, it looks like. And Zeus is now isolated.
Yep, just kind of priced into this one at this point. Nongshim have to go for it as everything is looking at the back line, but the smite comes in, and Calyx goes in by himself, but it's actually a genius move as it distracts them. Delight's gonna go down. Calyx in a bit of trouble here, perhaps, but he just blasts away. In go Viper and his top laner, doing a ton of damage here. Gideon goes down. Nobody can get on top of Viper until this very moment. Jiwoo might just be able to do it as Viper goes invisible, but it's not quite enough. And Zeus, even with the Chemtech Soul, is not going to survive at the very end.
That
Nongshim
play, so survivable, gets to go golden there, and that play actually baits them. They go in with Paranoia at the same time. It's so hard to pick off that rise, and Hanwha Life get cut off by a Realm Warp flank as Delight looks to try to defend.
Yeah, just trying to clear the wave with that ult. Looks a little bit silly, but that's what they gotta do. They're tanking up the turret. They don't have a wave. They're all super low. I don't know about this one, Nongshim. Oh, he was so close to losing his GA too.
He's on the edge, and Hanwha Life with a turnaround.
Look at Calyx. He's running mid. He wants to Realm Warp. He's pinging it. He wants to Realm Warp in.
They only have 2 minions here.
I mean, if they get in there, you know, it's going to be huge. The rest of the team just trying to stop them from backing, and successful for now. The Realm Warp's coming in, and now TP's utilized. I think they might be a little bit too late, but let's see. The Cataclysm comes down. They just got to hit the Nexus, but the double stun comes in from Zeka, and the damage is not there for Nongshim. HLE clean it up, and they stop the gambit from Nongshim.
I just don't think this was the right call in any scenario. You lost, really, we messed up when you went for the end instead of the Baron, trying to stop those backs against Baron-empowered recalls in the comp here from Hanwha Life. This is just not going to work. They don't have ways to stop the TP. And, I mean, I get the idea behind this. If they had a huge wave, maybe. But instead, they just get stopped. And Hanwha Life Esports will win the game in the end off of some really questionable decision-making here from Nongshim.
It was so close to Wolf. The Nexus was like half health. Oh, man.
That's a tragic loss.
It's a couple of games in a row where I felt like Nongshim were in a very good spot, and they just couldn't get it done. As in goes Gideon, might be able to take out the... Nope, he's not going to be able to. That's going to do it, guys. HLE, they get the victory from the jaws of defeat. Just at the very, very end, as Nongshim go for a very tight play. It nearly works out, but HLE are just that little bit better.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.